Today I'm going to be answering questions that you left in the comments section in regards to our nimblest SUV, the NX. The NX is becoming one of our best sellers and it has been for a number of years now, so it's about time we answer some very frequent asked questions about it. I'm Dustin Mason from Performance Lexus in St. Catharines. Make sure you like this video and subscribe and give me some more questions in the comments section. So question number one is, are the seats more comfortable in the RX versus the NX? And I mean, there's probably a science behind it. However, I think it's a little bit subjective. I find the RX seats more comfortable, but that's strictly on the fact of they feel bigger to me and the bolsters don't seem as, tight together. However, I have a lot of people, both my size, bigger, smaller, that find the NX to be a lot more comfortable. So it's a little bit subjective, but my personal opinion is the RX is more comfortable and just in general has a little bit more comfort in its vibe, I guess you could say. Hi Dustin, if I put premium gas in my NX hybrid, would I get better fuel economy? This question's been popping up a lot lately, so gas prices must be going up, but the answer is sort of or maybe. So theoretically, if you put premium gas in your NX hybrid, of course, then you should be able to get some better fuel economy, because on the NX hybrid, when they advertise the required gas or recommended gas, they say premium is recommended. So you can use regular, however, the fuel economy ratings that they have on the website is actually using premium, meaning if you use premium, you should be able to get those ratings. It doesn't mean if you use regular, you won't, but the car does tune a little bit to itself. However, the NX gas or the NX 350 non-hybrid, you have to use premium. So don't put regular gas in that one. That's bad, don't do that. Hi Dustin, I'm looking at both RX and NX. Which one should I go with? Oh, this is so tough. This question was actually asked to me on Instagram the other day. If you ever find me on Instagram, feel free to DM me and ask me these types of questions. So this one I always start with this. Did you drive both? If you drove both on a test drive, I'm gonna ask you, how did the interior of the NX feel? Did you feel claustrophobic or did you feel really connected? How did the RX feel? Did it feel too spacious or did it feel manageable enough that you could drive it every day? And then I start to ask, do you prefer a sporty handling ride or something that's kind of like driving a big soft couch? And that's when I come up with the answer. RX is really great for someone who has that mid-sized sedan drive in their head. Something that's a little bit cushiony, very luxurious, has that extra space in the rear. For me, I like to have a couple buddies in the back seat when I'm driving around. That means the RX is gonna be more comfortable for them. It's more of a luxurious back seat. Not to say that the NX doesn't still have plenty of space back there. However, it is definitely tighter and more like a sports car, more like a sports coupe. So when I was talking to this person the other day, they said they actually prefer the sports coupe or the more manageable size. So then they go for the NX. But just remember, R is for radiant, and in my opinion, that mid-size luxury, and N is for nimble, and that's what the NX is. Hopefully that helps. Does the NX or RX have window shades in the back? Yes, the RX does. No, the NX doesn't right now, but maybe that's coming in the future. That's how we saw it with the panel roof as well. It didn't come in the NX right away. Does anyone ever complain or regret buying an NX because of being too small? I haven't really heard that. I've never had someone trade in an NX saying I should have bought an RX. I even had a guest in the comment section the other day say that for her family, and she has a son that's 6 feet tall and a husband, they can go on road trips in the NX and never complain about space. Yes, they can't bring their bikes with them inside the car, but they don't do that anyway. So even a 6-foot son in the back seat, and I've been in the back seat and I'm 6'1", doesn't really complain about that. Now, if you had 3 people in the back seat, maybe they would complain. But I haven't had anybody regret buying the NX. Usually they really differentiate between the two, and same with packages. I never really have someone regret buying an F Sport over a luxury or vice versa. Usually the salesperson does a good enough job showing those two off early in the process so that you can go one way or the other and not sacrifice any features. Okay, so does the NX have the feature where you can roll down the windows with a key fob? Okay, so in Canada, it does have that feature, but it's turned off. So what you have to do is at your first 1,600 kilometer maintenance, you just ask for the dealership to turn on that feature. So when you press and hold unlock, it'll roll down those windows for you. and that should be a free feature to turn on. However, if you do it later down the road, you might have to pay like 50 bucks or something like that. But you can turn it on. You can't roll them up though. You can just unroll them. Okay, here's a great question. What did you find to be the biggest difference between the last generation NX and the latest redesign? Ooh, this is good. Okay, so I've driven both. I've had both as demos. There's gonna be a couple things here. Okay, so number one is the engine and powertrain. I find the new NX 350 to be so much punchier and just a little bit more torque and horsepower in a manageable space too, in a manageable area. And what I mean by that is getting on the highway, even going in the city light to light, on that turbo engine, it's just bigger, it's more power, it's just punchier. So that's number one. Number two is gonna be the tech. The tech is a huge difference from the previous model. In fact, it's been so long since I've been in a previous model, but the last time I was like, oh, I forgot we used to have this little mouse pad here. And the NX always had a different mouse pad than any of the other cars. It was sort of like a trial and error thing. So the new technology in terms of the Lexus multimedia, but also things like Lexus Safety Sense has come a long way since then. So even if you're not a techie person and you're like, I'm just gonna use my Bluetooth or Spotify anyway, I promise you, you'll find yourself loving the new NX tech more and more as you get to use it. The first week, it's gonna be a little bit confusing. However, as you get more used to it, you're gonna find things like, the fact that the screen is bigger and clearer and crisper, or the radar cruise control is just a little bit more accurate, or things like proactive driving assist, where there's like a whole bubble around your car, and that can protect you from even fender benders and stuff like that. So I do think there's still gonna be purists out there that are gonna opt for the great deal on a pre-owned 2021 NX like I have on the lot right now. However, I'm seeing less and less of them for sale, and I'm seeing more people flock towards just going with a new NX for $50,000 or $60,000, because of if that safety tech kicks in one time and saves you from a fender bender, it'll pay for itself. And also getting you to your destination accurately with the new Lexus multimedia and having all of those tech features is also very useful and kind of an investment in itself. So that's my 2 cents there. If I had to pick a third thing, it's gonna be the door handles. I love the door handles. I talk about it all the time. Having that electronic door latch to get in and out is just luxury at its finest. And I do find the interior has a step up in materials too. People argue on that with me, but usually it's people who don't own the new NX, and the people that do say that it is a lot better inside. So that's that. What is the #1 issue you see with people after they come back after picking up their new NX? So this one is super easy. The car itself, mechanically, I haven't seen any issues. I haven't seen any fit and finish issues in a very long time in this brand. And if there's one thing that people come back for, it's the tech. And it's not the tech not working usually. It's more or less on delivery day of your brand new Lexus. It's a big day. It's a climax of all of your research and saving up and picking a package and dealing with the salesperson in the dealership. It's the climax and the peak of that mountain. During that day, you're gonna be doing a lot of things like paperwork. You're gonna be sitting with the salesperson, setting up the Lexus app. You're gonna be in the car. You're just thinking, did I get all my stuff out of my last car? All of these things are happening. And because of that, even the most tech savvy people don't retain, or maybe the salesperson doesn't even go over all of the tech features that are in the car. And usually it's not the tech features failing anymore, where a couple years ago, perhaps it was Apple CarPlay not connecting and Android Auto not connecting all the time. Now those things are all ironed out, but it's the use of it. It's in getting into the rhythm of how to use it. And an example of that is, even just showing people how to get back into the radio when they're in the map. It's not like it used to be where you had both on a split screen anyway. So those little things is really all we see. Eventually, I think all dealerships are gonna have like a tech specialist, most of them do already, where the tech specialist is gonna be there 24/7, not really, but all the business hours to be able to help people with these types of questions, because they're not really defects, they're not manufacturing defects or anything like that. It's mainly just needs a little bit extra coaching. And it's also one of those things where these systems are designed so that you use them every day and you get more used to them and you can get more into the advanced settings. Like even in any of our new cars that have that big Lexus multimedia display, Lexus interface, there's so many customized layers that if the salesperson goes through all of them on delivery, half of them are gonna be over your head or forgotten about just because of there's so much to remember. So I always recommend doing a second delivery after picking up your new car, and maybe even a third, or maybe watch some videos online to learn those features slowly as you go and figure them out instead of, don't panic. There is a way to navigate it and you'll find your rhythm, because there's multiple ways to use the systems. So just getting into your own rhythm is a big part of it. Okay, here's a good one. What is the most popular color on the NX F Sport, and what is the most elegant? Ooh, I like this. So elegant, in my opinion, and people are gonna say that I might be wrong, is black. There's nothing more elegant to me than a black car, especially one with black accents like the NX F Sport. The black on that car is a caviar, which, by the way, is one of the most elegant sounding foods. So think about that. However, that caviar has a lot of depth to the paint too. So not only does the paint itself look like a well-fitted tuxedo, when you get up close to it, especially on a sunny day, you're gonna see a little bit of character and flair and detail as well. And there's nothing that says elegance rather than a black car. It does take some effort to keep that car clean. So do ceramic coating. We do that at the dealership here. A lot of people do that out in the community. Ceramic coating is a great way to be able to keep that looking shiny. The most popular though, I would say it's a tie between atomic silver or white. And when I was at the Lexus factory, almost every second Lexus off the assembly line was white because it's just very popular. On that F Sport, it is the ultra white. So it's like, there's not much pearl to it. It's just very bright white. And at nighttime, looks amazing because the whole car, it's not glow in the dark, but it almost looks it because you can still see all the details of the body, even at nighttime. In the daytime, the ultra white can be a little bright and it can wash out some of those details, but you have black accents. So it's got that whole panda look where it's like a two-tone. The atomic silver is a blend of both. So the atomic silver, even on a sunny day, you're gonna have a lot of body lines and you can still see some nice curvature. And also it hides the dirt really, really well. So you don't get followed on the atomic silver, you don't get water spots. It's the same color as water spots. And the best test for this is next time you see an atomic silver Lexus, if it's dirty, you'll see on the windows how much dirt is on them, like on the tinted windows. And then you'll look at the body and be like, oh, is it just the windows that are dirty? No, the whole car is dirty. It just doesn't look like that in the atomic silver. So those are the two most popular. However, the most elegant is definitely black. And you can quote me on that. And that is pretty much all I have. So continue to give me those questions. There's always some good ones there. I try to get to a lot of them myself by responding. And always the comments on the video help push the video a lot. But if you ever want a one-on-one, feel free to reach out to me directly. I'm Dustin Mason from Performance Lexus in St. Catharines. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.